Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. We are from Group 2 going to present about our final project interview, which is about mental health awareness among people nowadays. The group member for Group 2 is Terry, Azlin, Norman, Nadia, and Khairol.
I am acutely aware of my own state of mental health.
Even though right now mental health is widely known to the world, but still not all people can acknowledge that mental health is bad for your health. They just think it's a small matter because they never felt it. So that's why when people they're not diagnosed with mental health problem, they don't want to open up. They don't want to come out.
Other external factor. I don't think it's influenced by genetics. I think the other external influence like that. Because it's rarely seen that someone will be inherited with depression from their recent families or ancestors.
I just want the COVID to be vanished from this world.
That they use to treat themselves. One of the way is they will hurting themselves to make them feel so calm and make those around them feel guilty.
Are you aware of your own mental health condition?
Do you think mental health problem is a genetic disease?
What could be the causes of mental health problems?
If someone has mental health problem at home,
Mental health problem a serious problem or not problem?
The first is a interview process. The first thing that I do is for earlier I have to find team member for that interview section. After that we have some ice breaking so that we can know each other until we come more close. A few weeks after that, we discuss about interview question. First is via WhatsApp that we chatting together and decide the question what that we want to ask, and then after the checkup after a few checkup and we decide to do second discussion that's through Google Meet. Then after that we decide the final interview question that we want to ask to respondent. After that is interview process. Interview process is that we need to record video that the interview process record video that need we interview the respondent in a Google Meet or a live session that face to face. After that we will do some summary and that we sum up all the questions that we got from respondent. And the last thing we do is present. Present is the last thing we do after all the process. We present all the process with by video, making video, and that's all is the process.
The process in preparing my interview project begins with looking or search for my respondent who are free and willingly to be interviewed by me. Then, I will set the interview medium, which is Google Meet, and set the date and time to do the interview session. And after that, I will edit the video and send the video to the person in charge in compiling our group videos.
Initially, the interview process was taken place with finding suitable respondents through online assessment. After thorough evaluation, a respondent was selected for this interview. The discussion was held in WhatsApp by giving detailed briefing on the purpose of this interview, the topic that will be discussed, the proper way in answering the question, and preparation needed to be set before the actual interview session is recorded. On the day of interview, few technical problems were encountered as multiple attempts to reconnect with the respondent via Google Meet were not successful. Regrettably, the interview was failed and ended with a sincere request for forgiveness to the respected respondents. Hence, in order to prevent any glitch in virtual interview season, the process of seeking the respondent that ready for face-to-face interview was performed. The respondent was selected and another briefing session was held. The face-to-face interview was successfully carried out and recorded.
The process of finishing the final project for me is so challenging because we had to face many problems in every part. It has made us more struggling to do our part. While we were discussing the script for me, it's okay. One of my member group had a poor connection. Before I want to record the interview, I thought about who I want to interview because most of my close friends are busy with their studies and works. So I was thinking of my member, but before that I asked her permission first, and she agrees, and then we were done without any problem. In the last part, I took part in compiling all the videos and editing for the teaser. It's not very hard for me because I was usually editing the other video before this. Just the problem when I made a small mistake during editing, such as when I put the wrong video or the title. That's it.
Okay, during this interview, I discovered a respondent who was also a friend of one of the UMA students. The medium I use for this interview is Google Meet, which can be used to implement it. Throughout this interview journey, you will encounter numerous technical issues such as network issue, noisy environmental condition, and smooth use of a leading medium. But in the end, this interview went off without a hitch.
Talk about summary. Uh, there are four I found from my respondent question. First is what I can sum up is the first, they can manage their time well. They can do more assignment without lifting to other job like self-exercise and do some activity that can relaxing their mind. Second is they understand the current situation. Even though in MCO, they still can follow the new norm, just like stay at home and not doing outdoor activity, even though that person is love to do outdoor sport, for example, futsal. And third is they do what they love. Do activity what we love can help relaxing our mind. Find your life purpose and then brainstorm how you can turn this passion into profit by doing what do you love every day, so that you will have a happy life every day. And the last is they take responsibility. As a student, they have a lot of responsibility to take. For example, they have a many assignment and assessment and tutorial tasks to do. That's quite a lot, but they're able to doing all of that and submit it on time. That proof that the person is showing the responsible.
From the interview session, I can summarize that respondent 2 is able to understand the context of mental health problem. She is also has a high level of empathy in herself and she can relate herself with people who have mental health problem. This is because she has a history with this mental health problem even though it is not too extreme.
The poor mental health problem has been an alarming issue in Malaysia. Nowadays, a lot of people are showing concern on their mental health status. Hence, in conjunction with our topic entitled Mental Health Problem and Ways to Reduce That Cases, we come to the conclusion based on the information gathered from all respondents. Mental health problems are mostly experienced by adolescents and adults in our country. These classes of age are majorly vulnerable to the multiple physiological problems, which studies show the significant purpose in prevention among kids as well. People with poor mental health status are not new in our environment. It may encountered by people who closest to us, especially family members and friends. The issue may arise from bad family issue, divorce, depression, trauma, bullying, unemployment, losing job, and many more. The work factor is largely contributing to the poor mental state as result from the response from all selected respondents. Last but not least, it can be concluded that everyone is need to play roles and take part in giving emotional support by comforting, sharing positive vibes, and available when help is needed. The responsibility is shared in creating a healthy livelihood. Thus, guide and help to get through this problem are treasured.
The summary from what I can conclude for the project based on our issue, mental health awareness among people nowadays, is the answer from the all respondents. Most of them had experience related to mental health either individually or with the people around them. People nowadays really care about the mental health problem because it's severe among us. Unfortunately, the problem happens to adults, but it can also happen to kids and teenagers too. They also said the causes of mental health problems could be happening from our own family, friends, and sometimes because of the burden from their works. Lastly, we should help the people who have the mental health problem and don't let be by themselves. Hearing their problem also can make them feel free from their burden. Don't judge them but help them.
Is the summary of interview. In many ways, mental health is similar to the physical health that we need to care of it. However, if a person experiences a period of mental health, you may discover that the ways you frequently think, feel, and react have become difficult. According to the first response of that interview, mental health problems are a person's physical condition. The respondent also said that mental health problems happen because of external factors. This is due to the fact that there is no beginning of a statement that these mental health issues are caused by genetics. Lastly, the respondent also said if the person has been confirmed to have mental health problem, this will not give certain humiliation to them because it's not their fault and there's no one for us to face this.
Okay, in this self-reflection, there are three parts that I will to tell you. First is process, and then after that is issue, issue with respondent, and lastly is a problem while doing the interview. Okay, the process. The process is okay. The first process is find a team, and then followed by ice breaking, and then we are discuss some question together via WhatsApp, and second followed by Google Meet. After that, interview process. Interview process is actually not take a long time. It a few minutes. Uh, that's only 10 minutes. 10 minutes, and also is the summary. After the interview, we sum up uh, the answer from that we got from our respondent, and lastly we make the video presentation. Video presentation, and second is issue with respondent. Actually is no issue with respondent, because respondent is one we take an interview with her, and actually the respondent is my best friend that we take us together from six in since 2018 until 2018, so that we have any problem that during the interview process. Okay, the problem third is a problem while doing the interview. The main problem is internet connection. As know that in my place is internet connection is quite poor, so that I have to take more time to do the interview, because this your government is always reconnecting, and always lost connection. The problem also is while uploading the video into the YouTube. It took quite long time, because due to internet connection in my village, I take in about 7 hours to upload it. That means it's my internet connection is quite slow.
As the self-reflection, what I get from the interview session is that my ability to interview and talk to people through online become better, even though I'm facing some problem during the interview process. And from the result of this interview, I found that the respondents have given a good cooperation, even though she has to do the interview session with me twice. We both do have a good interview session and enjoy the interview session.
My reflection based on the answer from respondent regarding the interview session, she was delivering a positive response and she really cared about the mental health problems. Therefore, by looking on her response, she able to detect a person who have mental health issue by look at their behavior on daily routine and kindly give a response about the problems by ask them quickly. Not even that, she also asks others to bring awareness to our surrounding and put this issue into public's eyes. To overcome this mental health issue, when something happens related about mental health issue, she willing to give a hand as much as she can and bring them to meet a doctor and counseling. I really appreciate and give a big thanks to her for willing to be interviewed as a respondent and delivered a good response to help me complete this final project.
For my self-reflection for the final project based on my respondent is she cared about mental health problems because she knew about a few types of mental health problems such as bipolar disorder, disorder, and anxiety. Even she doesn't have mental health problem, but she has a friend who has depression. She said she could recognize because their attitude and personality change do not usually like before. So she tried to help what she can do only. I'm so thankful for her because she can spend time on my project even though I know she has other thing to do and she also work from home.
Okay, from this interview, I learned many things, especially by using a medium such as Google Meet. Okay, besides that, I was able to learn a little bit about the mental health problems that many people face. In addition, I was able to learn how to deal with mental health issue that a person be experiencing.
As for conclusion, our journey in completing this interview project is quite challenging because everyone are facing their own problem that would likely lead to mental health problem, just like our interview project topic. However, we did manage to overcome the problem and complete our task well.